Well, I'm here to talk to you about a disease called hypertension. I'm here to inform our audience about the signs, symptoms, diagnosis, and treatment of hypertension. Um, First of all, hypertension is known as a silent killer. And actually, 30% or 1 in 3 people are usually diagnosed with hypertension or high blood pressure. Just to give you a little bit of a background, I was diagnosed myself in March 21st of 2015. I think maybe either my mother, I know my mother, and probably my father also were diagnosed as having high blood pressure or hypertension, which has led mainly to my development of hypertension. My my family history goes back farther than just my mother and father. Probably my grandparents and great grandparents also had high blood pressure or hypertension. Um, WebMD, according to WebMD's 2015, one of their online articles, there are two types of hypertension. The first of those being essential hypertension, which is the most common, and the second type is secondary hypertension, which is usually more of the uncommon type. And while hypertension is widely known and its symptoms are not, it is important to know its causes, diagnosis, and treatment of it. And according to WebMD's 2016 online article, the symptoms of hypertension are widely unknown, but there are some things that you can be on the lookout for, such as severe headaches, fatigue or confusion, vision problems, chest pain, difficulty breathing, irregular heartbeat, blood in the urine, and pounding in chest, neck, or your ears. If any of those things are happening to you, I think that I highly suggest that you should go and have yourself checked out or looked at by a physician, or if they're happening pretty regularly, go to the emergency room. According to WebMD's 2015 online article, essential hypertension, which is more of the common type, which is usually due to family history or your lifestyle. Most of those triggers or most of the things that are related to the development of essential hypertension that could be stress, smoking, obesity, genetics, and a poor diet. And here I'm holding up a pyramid of the foods that we should be consuming. Even if you don't have hypertension, I suggest that these are some of the types of foods where these are the things that we should be consuming in our diet. Lots of fruits and vegetables, 8 to 10 servings per day. Lots of whole grains, low fat dairy, seafood that is usually grilled or broiled, skinless, lean poultry, and lean meats, 2 servings per day. We should be consuming some beans, nuts, and seeds, 1 serving per day. All salads and dressings, usually of the low fat type, and sweets only 5 per week. And these are the things that we should be having in our diet. It's very important, especially those of us who have been diagnosed or are dealing with high blood pressure. Secondary hypertension, usually the more uncommon type, is usually the cause of if you have other diseases such as kidney disease, or if you're taking birth control pills, that can actually cause hypertension or high blood pressure, or some over-the-counter cold remedies. If you like to take things such as Motrin or Tylenol or other cough medicines, over time those things can have an effect on you and lead to hypertension or high blood pressure. According to WebMD's 2016 online article, the diagnosis of hypertension, which you should be doing in order to get yourself checked out, or if you think you have it, to be diagnosed, regular health screenings, usually help determine that. And that is the way that I determined that I had hypertension, was through a regular health checkup. There are other tests that can also be performed on you, such as an EKG or an electrocardiogram. Also, an echocardiogram can be performed as another test to determine if you have hypertension. And there are other ways that we can choose to beat hypertension. And here, there's a checklist here. You should change your diet, which I actually talked about earlier. Reduce stress, I also mentioned that earlier. Improve your sleep. Incorporate wheat protein and magnesium rich foods in your diet. Focus on deep breathing. Ground your body. Consume potassium rich foods. Use antioxidant rich herbs. And power up your pathway. All of those things are useful in helping to fight hypertension or high blood pressure. According to the Mayo Clinic's 2016 online article, the treatment of hypertension or high blood pressure, change your health, change your lifestyle. If you smoke, give up smoking. If you drink, give up drinking. If your diet is not where it should be, or if you're not exercising, get enough exercise, change what you're eating, watch what you're eating, watch what you're putting in your body, limit as much stress as you can, and also your doctor will put you on medications which are helpful in addition to changing your lifestyle. And also become more familiar with a primary care physician, because that person can help put you on a pathway to bring down those numbers or put you on a path of success of defeating high blood pressure and hypertension. And you all should know our numbers. This is a chart of where we should be. The green, which is normal, and the systolic, which is usually the top number, should be less than 180, and the diastolic, which is the lower number, should be less than 80. And if you're down here at the red, where it says emergency care needed, the systolic number is usually 180 or above, and the diastolic number is usually 110 or above. So if you have readings in those categories, please seek medical assistance. In conclusion, I would just like to say that early detection is usually the primary key in the fight against hypertension. And although it has no signs or symptoms, you should have your blood pressure checked on a regular basis. And I would suggest investing in a home blood pressure cuff. That way you can take and monitor your blood pressure yourself while you're at home and between your doctor visits, just to let him know what those readings are while you're at home. So always keep an eye on those numbers. Early detection is key in the fight against hypertension. Thank you.